today and in the coming few days, we can be expecting a massive move for Bitcoin getting created. Well, I'm going to be talking about exactly what is going to be happening in the short term, but also for the longer term in the hours after and even the days after we will be getting our data right here of our inflation rates. But first of all, before going in towards that, we can very clearly see that yes, we got this beautiful breakout of our symmetrical triangle that we have been talking about a long time already on this channel. And right here, we did not yet reach this target. This is very much the reason because we are currently getting rejected by this short-term resistance. Of course, and if we zoom out just a little bit, we can be seeing exactly where this resistance is coming from. And as you can be seeing in the bigger picture, well, this has previously around been very strong resistance for the Bitcoin price. So I would not expect that we are going to be breaking this resistance very easily. But if we are going to be getting this rejection or possibly even getting a breakout towards the upside, well, for that, we want to be having a look in towards the shorter term charts and also the inflation rate data that we are going to be getting released today. First of all, I want you guys to know that we are still running in towards major resistance on the weekly time frame. And yes, for the very short term, we have broken this resistance right here. But in the end of the day, having a look into our weekly time frame, well, we are still running in towards this resistance area. So we are not completely out of the blue just yet. We can still be getting this rejection for the short term. So then right now we can be having a look into our short term and also having a look into our inflation data that we are going to be getting. And the first thing that I want to be saying is that right now in a very short term, we are not creating anything all too special. What we want to be having a look in towards is maybe a symmetrical triangle right now being formed right here, or maybe a bull flag being formed right here, or having a look into our RSI indicator and our momentum indicators. We want to be seeing some divergences being formed, and right now already we can be seeing a hidden bullish divergence being formed right now. But in my opinion, I would not lay all too much significance in this short-term hidden bullish divergence. I would rather have a look in towards some regular bullish or bearish divergences. But either way, right now in the short term, well, we are kind of consolidating right here. And this is a very good thing because this means that we are going to be getting presented by a new trading opportunity anytime soon. So then also having a look into our inflation reports, and also at the same time we want to be having a look into what's the most important Bitcoin levels right now, because depending on the outcome we are going to be getting today, we are either going to be seeing this support level right here getting reached, or maybe also our next resistance level getting reached right here, and then also our exact game plan right here, depending on what results we are going to be getting. Currently the consensus and the TE forecast is right now at 5.2% and 5.3%. So probably we are going to be getting inflation numbers at around the 5.2% or the 5.3%, and this is currently already priced into the market with this pump we saw yesterday. But it will be very important to have a look into towards the data that we will actually be getting, because these predictions are often not always right. And the most important thing to know is that, well, it is good for the market to have a lower inflation. So the lower the inflation is going to be, the more likely that Bitcoin is going to be pumping during these results. But then also on the contrary side, if we are going to be getting higher inflation, well, that would be very bad for the markets, and then we might be experiencing this dump. So in the end of the day, if our actual inflation is going to be lower than the 5.2%, which is forecasted right here, then we are going to be experiencing a very nice pump happening in the Bitcoin market. And then I think easily the Bitcoin market is able to reach these targets right here at about the 31.8k, which right here is our previous resistance. But then also on the other side, if our inflation will be coming in higher than expected, so higher than the 5.3%, well, we can be expecting a massive dump happening for the Bitcoin market. And I think even in that moment, our CME gap will get filled. But the very interesting thing right here is that actually during this release of the inflation data, we actually saw a dump. But what happened right after? Well, right after we actually did see this pump getting created right here as well, we actually saw a dump happening in a very short term. But right after that, well, we saw this pump getting created, and right here as well in the end of the day, well, we did see this dump getting created. but then right after we did move further towards the upside. So while statistically speaking, it will be very likely that we will actually be dumping during the CPI reports will get released, and in that case, my targets would be all the way down towards the CME gap or this previous trading range, and from of that level, I would definitely be interested to open a long position. So it will be very interesting to see what is going to be happening in the very short term for the Bitcoin price right here, and also what the actual inflation rates will be. And for that, be sure to be following me on Twitter, because I will keep you guys up to date about every single market development, including the inflation rates right here that is going to get released. And guys, with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning. And guys, bye bye.